guys, this is kind of an introduction to my channel that I'm going to try and actually get traction on it. Getting kind of tired of TikTok. So basically this channel is going to be me slowly building a drift E36. I'll show it here in a second. My goals for this channel are to kind of do how-tos and the overall process of building this car. I'm not a person who has a whole bunch of sponsors and everything already. I don't have a whole bunch of money. I'm kind of just doing this, trying to do it nicely, but also on a budget at the same time. Not like eBay whole car budget, but it'll be a slow going process more than likely. Just kind of piecing everything together as I can. Don't get me wrong, I would like to eventually get sponsors and be able to monetize YouTube, but as I'm starting off right now, I don't have sponsors or any of that fun stuff. So I'm just kind of doing this. So I apologize for the messy garage. I kind of spring cleaned at the last minute to get this car in here. Hasn't really been a car in here for a while. But this is the E36 that I'll be working on. This is my second time doing this. If I recorded the wrong way the last time, so I might repeat some stuff. But I got the car from a buddy for my birthday because he didn't want me to stop drifting after I sold my last drift car. But life changed and I'm staying in Colorado for a little bit longer, so I'm going to build a drift car while I'm at it. So this is it. Pretty much no front end. This is really the first real parts I picked up. Not anything crazy, just to get the car rolling so I can get the front end together. I got to piece together the hood and the core support and all that fun stuff. But one good thing that I do love about this car is it is caged. I don't know the specs on the cage. I don't know if it's legal for everything that I want to do. If so, I'll finish it later down the road once everything's going. But it is a pretty good and healthy shell. There's no rust holes. There's no giant dents. Again, part of the mess. Everything's kind of a mess right now. I got to finish it. But I got a trans already sitting here. It is sitting on... It does have rear parts. It's just the front I need to focus on getting a motor, and hopefully that will be here soon. Hopefully this coming weekend I'll have that. So this is the E36. He said a big project. I will be working on it slowly and piecing things together, doing it in somewhat of a budget style, whereas I'm going to try and buy as many used parts as possible, but not budget to where I'm going to build the whole car off eBay. So that's where I'm at with that stuff. And yeah, so if anyone out there wants to sponsor a grassroots driver, I'm not trying to be pro-am. It's too expensive. This is strictly just a hobby for me. Me and my kids are going to rebuild this. They're going to be helping me. They will be on the channel here and there. So that's kind of it. So if you guys could, like, subscribe, follow what all the other influencers say, and help me get some traction so I can get going and hopefully get sponsors at some point and ideally monetize this. I don't want to make YouTube a job, but it would be nice to make money off of YouTube that I can put into this car, and stuff like that, because I have 3 kids and 1 on the way and a mortgage and stuff like that. So buying the big expensive parts, I'm gonna have to save it for a little bit. If I'm trying to put out a video once a week, I gotta get the ball rolling kind of sooner than later, I guess. So welcome to my channel. If you choose to subscribe, that'd be super awesome. If you could like, again, super awesome. Sorry to be repetitive, but it's just trying to get traction so I can afford this expensive hobby, and it's not getting cheaper as the days go on. And like I just said a minute ago, I'm not new to E36s. I've owned quite a few. I've drifted 3 or 4 of them. Some bought and rebuilt, some bought and fixed, some 100% stock to being on the track. The last one was a worse condition than this one was, and I got that one running and going. So that's kind of my plan, is just to document this throughout YouTube and try to monetize it at some point, and hopefully pick up some sponsors and fun stuff like that. So anyone who wants to sponsor a grassroots drifter, because I'm not trying to build a pro-am car. I do this strictly as a hobby. I don't want it to be a job. I don't want to have to spend $5,000 in a fire retardant suit to pass tech and stuff like that. This is strictly just a me hobby. I'd like to make it to No Coast next year, and I know down in Florida, I believe they have a really cool, like 3 or 4 day drift event down there. And I know Tennessee also has a pretty good one at Mid Pond, I believe. And also would be cool to make it to like final bout one year. So that's my plan for this. Build it right, build it nice, make it pretty, get invited to drift events, win awards at car shows. I just want to do it right. Also, I will have my stepson helping me here and there, as well as my own son will be helping me here and there. So it's just going to kind of be a documentation of the slow process of this. My goal is to have this thing looking good and running very healthy and reliably in about a year. So I know I'm sure I'll make drift events before that, because I'll have it running before that, but I want to get, aero, over fenders, all of that fun stuff, and painted within a year. That is my personal goal. So if you guys could like, subscribe, share, whatever it may be, it would help me out a lot and help me get to my goal. Not trying to make this a full-time job either. Like a lot of YouTube influencers and stuff. Like I said, this is just a hobby. I don't want to have to rely on this to only make money. I don't want to do YouTube as a job. So again, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever else that all the influencers always say, that'd be much appreciated and help me get me closer to my goal. And I will try to make at least one video a week working on this thing as I pick up parts and get all of that fun stuff going. I'm not going to film installing stock suspension onto the car, as that is literally just to get it rolling so I can turn it around or move it if I have to. And yeah, so that's my goal. And these will probably be pretty raw because I'm not good at editing videos. I don't even know which video editing software to use. I haven't paid to use any of this stuff, so music's probably going to be limited as well. It's just a regular dude doing his best to build a cool car. That's my journey, that's my story.